Look, hey, you know what? You want the goddamn
You
want the goddamn dip? You go buy it.
I will.
All right then, go.
Right
Go.
I
No.
just never know when it's going to be here. I don't want to show up, like,
Well,
like a guy
well,
wearing the
Man,
same dress.
I got the chili and the cheese, but there's some already here.
I know.
well,
It's like showing up at the prom wearing the same dress.
Don't you hate when that happens?
I hate that.
7 times that's happened to me.
7 proms you went to.
I just show up uninvited in a dress.
No, it was the same prom.
It was the same prom, but he just randomly went out and changed clothes.
Brett shows up at like some junior prom in a dress and all right, go.
For 20 minutes, I got to change my dress.
I'm the most beautiful girl at the ball.
Well, one of us has to change.
And then he comes back in with Franken dress because he stapled them
like
all
one
together.
Of your French girls.
Come back naked.
Get
Oh,
arrested.
this is a video game podcast.
yes, it is. Who would have guessed?
I don't know. I'll bring the chili cheese.
Sounds a lot like my show, which
No.
you're hoarding in on my turf.
We were here first,
Yes,
damn
I
it.
know.
So you just gotta sprinkle video games in yours.
Yeah, there you
You
go.
want a turf war, you got it.
Yes, we're gonna have a podcast turf war. We're gonna make a new show dedicated called "Fuck the Black Mat
Yeah.
Show."
And you know what? I listened to it.
The Black Match Show likes fuck.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, well. And I was like, you know what? I can't knock them. They do pretty good shows. I can't say anything. Like, don't listen to mine. Just listen to theirs. I don't care. It's the same thing. Whatever.
Good night, everybody.
Duh.
And then the sequel, Black Mat Fucks the Black Mat Show.
And you know what? Probably better than what I'm doing right now.
Well, what? Your first episode is probably gonna have like 27 guests.
I have no idea. Like, I still haven't put anything down on paper yet.
No, it's just like I've seen so many people that are like, I'm gonna be there. It's like, Jesus, this is gonna be like a 30-man podcast. Like
I
you
have like 3 mics, so it's gonna be probably one of the most poorly constructed shows you will ever hear. So
Well, I will promise you this, Matt.
yes,
I won't be there.
I know.
What do you mean, you're not flying in? What the hell?
I won't be there either.
You're slipping, Helmick. Your trophy wives will hear about this.
But I will listen to you during the commercial breaks of Impact.
Oh yeah, I am competing with Impact.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
I know, I'm going
Show
to
drew a 1.5 rating.
Well, that would probably beat Impact.
That was the point.
Uh,
Impact got a 9.5.
Yeah. I'm
Jesus.
competing with Thursday Night Football and Impact.
Oh yeah.
I'm just lost in the shuffle.
And 2.5 Men.
Digital Reload tonight. We review Borderlands 2, and I think we're talking the Resident Evil 6 demo, or we're not, or we are. I don't know
I can
anymore.
talk about it.
You can talk about it. There, 2 people can talk about it, and you played it way before everybody else, so you can talk about it too.
I guess.
All right, so it's coming up next on the Digital Reload with stuff.
Guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome once again to the Digital Reload, DigitalDailyFix.com's weekly episodic video game podcast. Longest running,
I don't know. I think we have to check our facts for that.
Spreaker.com. Longest running for DigitalDailyFix.com. There is no video game podcast that has gone on longer for the DigitalDailyFix.com than Digital Reload.
Well, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Without checking my facts.
Yeah. Well, we might. Who knows?
Wikipedia.
Who knows? We might have a secret podcast that's been going longer that does video games. Whoever. Derpcast.
Derpcast.
Ah, yes. That reminds me. That reminds me of next next game for Sunday Night Football, which is New York Giants versus the Philadelphia Eagles, or as I like to call, Herp versus Derp.
Herp versus Derp.
You can figure out of Peyton Manning and Michael Vick who's Herp and who's Derp. Yeah.
Giant head.
Well, Eli's probably Derp, and
He's Derp.
and Michael
He's
Vick's
very
probably
much
Herp because that's
Derp.
that's the noise he makes as he gets sacked.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. We came up with that conclusion last night.
Yeah, it's like Herp. So that's what happens. Helmet can tell you all about it.
Herp and Derp.
Yeah, fuck the Eagles.
So did you get to watch that game, Helmick? Just real quick.
I watched the first half, and then I punched my wall for about 20 minutes, and then played Borderlands.
All right, I think you made the right choice.
Yes.
Me too.
Yeah.
You made yourself a nice cubbyhole to store things with your hole punch.
You did.
Way to not be committal. God. Next you're going to tell me you're going to move to Texas.
I don't know.
Don't.
It's a bit hasty.
It is a bit hasty.
Well, Helmick, have you ever listened to this show before?
I have.
Okay. Well, I didn't
Well, that
know.
makes one of us.
I don't listen to anything.
I'm a sleeper.
I don't like hearing the sound of my own voice.
I don't. Oh my! This was perfect. Heavens to Murgatroyd. All right. Well then, what have you fools been playing? Anybody play anything else other than Borderlands 2?
I have been playing some Madden 12 or
So-
13, whatever one is.
The Madden 13,
Yes, the
Work-
Madden.
working on a connected career.
I was until my router died.
Oh, were you on an online career?
Yeah, then Brett got me.
Then what?
Brett got my router. And
I get many people's router.
The Router Reaper.
It happens. So then, what did you play, Brett?
I've also played some Final Fantasy Dimensions, Tales of Vesperia, and I was playing the RE6 demo today.
All right.
So is Final Fantasy Dimensions available in the third dimension?
Unfortunately not, but as a good note, it doesn't have anything to do with Final Fantasy 13.
That is good.
I'm still waiting for the Final Fantasy in the fourth dimension.
Smell-o-vision.
What's that like? Smell-o-vision?
No. Well, 4D is usually just interactive with the 3D. So like throw water.
Smell-o-vision.
Yeah, sure.
So,
Or according to
Oh
the
man, I
demo-
can smell.
Japanese people just
I can smell Lightning's vagina. It's
It'll
great.
it'll protrude out of your iPod or iPad. It'll smell like panties that have been sitting in a vending machine.
Well, I don't know. According to the documentary series Back to the Future, fourth dimension does involve time travel.
So
I
you're
don't
so
think that'll come right to me.
so we're gonna time travel while we play Final Fantasy. Is that what you're saying?
We
Yeah,
better go
why
save
not?
that pie then.
That time traveling by.
Howard, what have you been playing other than
I
Borderlands?
also played the Resident Evil 6 demo.
Okay. Yeah. I did play it earlier. I didn't play it today, and I only played one of the 3 campaigns, so I haven't really invested time in anything else. So I was half tempted to download the Xbox Avatar Fire Pro Wrestling game.
Huh. I
Yeah.
didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's Fire Pro Wrestling, but you play as avatars.
It's kind of cool.
So
How blue are these
Like
avatars?
Jake Sully.
I don't know. No, not that Avatar.
Jake Sully.
God
Fight
damn
for his
it.
real legs.
So, like, is there like a mech with a knife in that game?
But I wanna-
No.
I kind of-
floating mountains with waterfalls.
I
No.
kind of enjoy playing as Bob Damn Van.
Bob Damn Van.
The whole show, F it hole.
Oh, God.
The effing show hole. Anyway.
Kind of a one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of a guy.
Kind of a guy. Yeah, so Borderlands we'll talk review a little bit later, but first we got a whole 3 news articles to discuss. We'll probably end with Borderlands, so we'll do this and then Resident Evil. So let me go ahead and pull them some bitches up, and then oh look, Google finally decided to work. How do you know? What do you know? But that's not what I want. I don't desire Google. Google, pass. It'll never last. It'll never last.
Lugel's
That's
much
just a
better.
fad.
Lugal.
Yes. Oh, yes, Lugal.
That'll put butts in the seats.
All right, first on the agenda, the PlayStation 3 redesign that was rumored back in July is real, is confirmed.
It's smaller.
It is 25% smaller and 20% lighter than the PlayStation Slim. It is a top loader. The first version that releases tomorrow will be out with a 250 gig hard drive, Uncharted 3 Game of the Year edition, a $30 voucher worth of for digital content for Dust 514, which is a free-to-play MMO. It's either first or third-person shooter on PS3, and it will be $269.99. In October, on October 30th, the second of the 2 systems will be out. It will be a 500 gigabyte hard drive, and that's about it. In Japan, that version is going to come in white. In the U.S., I don't think it does, though the U.S. will be getting the white one eventually.
That could be the Assassin's Creed 3 bundle one.
It could be. When Assassin's Creed 3 launches, it will be a part of a bundle with the new PS3, the 500 gigabyte model. But there has been no price announced as far as that goes. So as I guess the only person this could really apply to is Brett, because you're in the market of getting a PS3.
I am, because I need to play The Last of Us.
What do you think about this system? Do you think this system is the one you would go with, or?
It's $269. There's no reason not to.
Well, it's $269 to get a game that he already owns along with it.
I mean, my problem, I'd be a little happier if I could just get the system itself without a game as a bundle.
Well, you can get that for the Slims. They're not going to stop selling the Slims.
Yeah.
That's the other interesting part about it, is the price. Because you would think with a new redesigned system coming out at a certain price, all the older models would see a price drop. No. There will be no price drop for the PlayStation Slim that is currently out. I'm trying to get prices real quick, but obviously GameStop only wants to show me their fucking refurbished systems, which I don't give a shit about. Here we go.
Did you show the Assassin's Creed 3 bundle?
Oh yeah, for the 500 gig, they're listing it as 300, and that'll be out.
Brett, you can get that one.
So
Amazon has it for $249.96.
for which is that the Slim or the new Super Slim?
It's the Slim with a 160 gig Slim.
Okay, yeah, 160 gig Slim goes for $249 on GameStop's site.
But right now, you can get it for $249.96. You save 3 cents.
3 whole U.S. pennies.
Three
There you
whole
go.
straw pennies.
And then $300 for a Slim 250 gig. And that will not drop.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now, here's the best part. The reasoning Sony gave as to why they will not be price dropping.
Herp a derp.
It's essentially the equivalent of that. But what they said is recently, most retailers have been coming out and offering systems with gift cards and all this other stuff, and we've seen in various like surveys and other offerings that what was it, the consumers are tired of seeing stuff like that. So we feel that maybe consumers aren't too interested in getting in seeing price drops for hardware as they are of just seeing good games come out for them.
I want to spend more money.
Wait a minute, what?
I'm dead serious. They base it on the fact that customers, and I don't even know where they got this study from, but that customers are essentially overwhelmed with choices based on all these systems coming out at not a discount, but coming out with various bundles and gift cards and other things, that if they were to price drop the old systems, the regular Slims, when these new Slims come out, that it'll provide too much of an overwhelming option for consumers, so that makes a price drop non-ideal.
So we're going to come out with two things.
I don't know if I even have anything to say to that.
Oh my God, so many choices. I don't know if I should wear pants or not.
They didn't ask anybody.
Yeah. So
they just said we're just not dropping the price.
So
and then gave
I would have been less
bullshit answers.
I would have been less offended if they would have just said that.
Yeah. So you can go to GameStop and you can have a choice of a system with a 500 gig hard drive and Assassin's Creed 3, or for the same price, just a system with a 250 gig hard drive. And that makes perfect sense to Sony.
If that Assassin's Creed 3 bundle is only going to be $300, you'd be far better off getting that system. Because you get double the hard drive and Assassin's Creed 3, which is new, for $30 more.
Yeah.
This is all dumb.
Herp and derp.
Herp and derp.
You know what? It makes sense.
Can you click on that link and see if it's the black one?
What, this one?
Yeah.
I think it is from the picture in the corner. Yeah, it is.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah, I mean,
You can save $10 on the Ezio Auditore Gauntlet replica.
yeah, I mean,
Suck me sideways.
Sony
Pretty hard to do.
Sony did say that the white one will eventually be out, but they haven't said when.
That's dumb.
And that'll be $400.
Because it's white.
Because of what? Yeah.
Now, here is something that will certainly excite Brett and I.
I really hope this gets some localization, because that's gonna be awesome.
So Katsuhiro Harada, are you familiar with who this is, Helmick?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay. Katsuhiro Harada is a big wig.
He's that French guy, right?
Yes, exactly. No, he's from
Okay.
he's actually a Bostonian.
Oh.
He's a big Wes Welka fan.
He's from the Antarctic.
Well, I mean, who doesn't love Welka?
I don't know that, but I don't know if he loves him as much as Noma.
It's no ma!
Oh God.
Tom Brady, no ma!
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird, and Wes Welker.
And clam chowder.
Chowder.
We're gonna bathe them all in chowder. Oh my God. Anyway, Katsuhiro Harada is a big wig at Namco Bandai, and he's essentially the head of like Tekken and everything. So how you have Ono, who is the big representative for Capcom fighting games and Street Fighter for that side.
Yeah, fuck him.
He's the big wig for Tekken. So he's essentially the guy that came out and said, oh yeah, we're going to have DLC, guys. They're going to be on the disc, but they're going to be absolutely free when we release the codes. So he's that guy.
Yeah, I like that guy more.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is in relations to this whole story is revolving around Project X Zone. Helmick, did you ever hear of a game called Namco X Capcom?
Yes, I actually think I played a demo for that.
Well, this was a game that never released in the U.S.
Maybe I didn't play a demo for it then.
Because it was a turn-based strategy RPG crossover between Namco characters and Capcom characters. So you had Street Fighter, Darkstalkers, Tekken, Klonoa, Tails characters.
Dig Dug.
Yeah, Dig Dug was in it. That was awesome. People from Final Fight. It was awesome. And there is a game coming out similar to it called Project X Zone for the 3DS, which will be a crossover of not only Namco Bandai characters, not just Capcom characters, but also Sega characters. And it'll be out in Japan on October 11th. Recently, Harada has gone to his Twitter account to let everyone know that he has been proposing localization of Project X Zone to Europe and the U.S. originally back on the PS2 days, Namco X Capcom couldn't come to the U.S. because there was a lot of copyright and licensing issues that were just too much of a hurdle for Sony or anyone else to spend to get the game over to the U.S. Now that crossovers are becoming more common in the U.S. with Namco X Capcom, or with Street Fighter Cross Tekken, with Capcom Cross Tetsunoko, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 finally coming back around, it seems like now is probably the best time for something like this to be able to hit the U.S. And
I hope it does.
And Harada is not only saying that he has proposed localization for Project X Zone, but that as of right now, Namco Bandai has not made a decision yet. But he feels if he continues to propose the idea to Namco, that they will get it overseas.
He'll be my hero if he does.
Yeah. So
I hate people, so.
It's exciting. It's an awesome game. And
Well, it looks awesome at least.
Yeah, it looks really awesome. It's a grid strategy RPG which pairs a lot of these characters in duos as they go across the map and battle enemies. I don't know if the battle system. I think the battle system looks exactly the same as Namco X
It looks
Capcom.
very similar, yeah. There was like a 16-minute trailer for that thing.
Yeah,
And I watched
that whole thing.
I watched
It
that
was
whole fucking
pretty much
thing.
exactly the same.
Essentially, how it works is you got the grid, you move the guys as you would on a strategy RPG and execute an attack. But when you execute an attack, it goes into a 2D side-scrolling mode where you activate various attacks that are attached to the face button. So each face button will do a different attack, and in Namco X Capcom, it built up a meter that once the meter was built up, that duo could unleash a devastating team attack, which done a ton of damage and a lot of hits. So it was really cool. And now
it sounds like fun.
Yeah, now the new one may come to 3DS. We've been wondering what was going on with it. Namco Bandai never said it wasn't coming over to the U.S., but they never made any sort of statement to say that it was. And now with Harada, who was one of the highest of high-ups for Namco Bandai, pushing for it, hopefully that means we could see it sometime next year. Because I know he's not going to push to the point where it's going to come out this year.
If he did, I would love him a long time.
Yeah. Oh, if he gets it, period, I will be extremely happy. Anyway, the Wii U with pre-orders. Pre-orders have been pretty much goddamn insane. Everywhere that can pre-order them is pretty much full in both the premium edition and now the basic white one. But if you are a GameStop Power-Ups reward member...
Hopefully Timmy got the black one.
Huh?
Yeah. That took me a while to remember that one.
If you are a Power-Up Rewards member, you can add your name to a waiting list for the Wii U in either the Deluxe or the Basic system. You are not required to put any money down, but you also can only get 2 systems.
Oh, because you need more than one.
Yeah, I know, right?
Beat someone, take theirs.
They're going to be selling the extra pads, just not until games use 2 pads.
I want one in the bathroom.
I need one now.
And I want
So
one
that
in the
it'll just sit there and
I
you
just want
won't
the
use
pad.
it. Or you could have it as backup. When the battery dies on the first one, you just activate the second one. There you go. Done.
Or you can just get
This is
the
a pretty expensive way to do that.
I know, right?
Oh, battery's dead. I need a new one.
But
I need a new TV. My remote control battery's died.
once you arrive at the top of the wish list and a system comes in, you have 48 hours from notification to pick it up and pay in full. If not, then you're skipped and it's next person on the list.
Get out.
What do you think? Decent idea? What?
I mean, whatever.
I mean, I guess it's a good way for GameStop to keep customer loyalty.
I guess. I don't know why they would give you the option of reserving more than one.
Don't you know they get pleasure out of dashing
Well,
hopes?
it's not just a GameStop thing. Most major electronics that come out like this, they always put a limit on 2 because someone might be coming up and like, I want to get one for me and my sister or something like that. Like there are people that legitimately are going to try and buy 2 of whatever.
But I don't think there's enough of them to
just put a 2 limit on
Yeah,
it?
I would just limit to 1 is the only thing I would do, but I mean that's what they can that's their choice.
But it's like that's standard business practice.
Yeah.
Just 2.
It's just a standard thing. It's not. It's going to be very rare for someone to be able to willingly drop $600 to $700 within 48 hours of being notified. So it's not too much of a risk. If it's like, hey,
Yeah, I know.
yeah, oh hey, your name's attached to these 2 systems. 2 days, $700. Good luck. So, it's not as secure as that. Like, do you know what the differences are between the 2 systems, Helmick?
I believe one is hard drive space, and does one come with a second pad?
No, none of them come with
Or
a
am I
second
thinking of-
pad.
Okay.
Because right now there are no games at launch or anytime soon that will be using 2 pads. So they will not be bundling 2 pads with a system, and they also will not be offering a pad in the U.S. sold separately until those games are out and readily available. So, essentially,
I guess they'll give them enough time to get their hardware production underway.
Yeah. And plus, that gives them time to maybe get production costs lowered to then make it affordable in the U.S. market. You know, because right now I think Japan, they will be selling them separately, and at Japan I think the translation from yen to U.S. dollars is like $175 for another gamepad.
Just take a second, please.
Yeah, but here at the same time though, like in Japan, the Wii U's are going to be selling for like $400 and $450. So what? Like just because it translates, like that's what it translates yen to dollars
like
exactly.
$100 or $75 here. So.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that's how much it's going to be here.
It's $99.99. Because wireless Xbox controllers were at $1.60.
Yeah,
So I mean,
but I mean, it's not fair to compare those to like a tablet with controls on it.
no, I'm just saying like with that, if that's $60, this has much more technology.
Oh, okay. I
That's
get
what
you.
I'm saying.
Oh, my
So
bad. My
$100
bad.
Isn't that bad?
No, I'd probably say the highest they could go for people to not pitch a fit is maybe 125. That's about it.
Which means Nintendo will do that. 125.
Buy
Yeah.
2 systems.
They're listening right now.
Yeah, they are.
They're listening to my advice.
Or mine from Japan. They can't be that expensive.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, Dixie Carter every now and then.
Every now and then.
You know.
Should be listening
Helmick-
to my show.
Helmick knows that.
Of course. We talk about that on our conference calls with Dixie every week.
Yes. So.
But she only listens to Tim.
Yeah. She does only listen to him.
What are you talking about? I don't get any early notes for the shows.
Yeah, okay.
No, you write the show.
Yeah, there are no
Wait,
notes.
what?
There are,
Since when?
There are no notes when they're your notes. So.
See, I may write the show, but Hogan goes in and rewrites it anyway. So
Well,
whatever input I put in,
all he does is erase random words and replace them with brother. That's all he does. It's fine. It's not enough, brother.
And run the center.
This scene needs more dudes, brother.
Some brother dudes, if you will.
I'd feel better if you inserted a Rent-A-Center commercial right here, sir. That's the TV title match. It's fine.
It's fine. No one cares about that title anyway.
see, I don't want to call them aces and eights. I wanted to call them Whistling Dixie.
Bro, I thought you were going to call brother dude.
Blow my whistle, bitch.
I think we're making that show better. So let's just
Let's just
not
stop.
give any more ideas on this.
Well, that's all I got for news.
I don't
is
think you want any
those
more of my
three things.
Nah, I really don't.
So,
Because I think you already know who's my world heavyweight champion.
so Resident Evil 6 demo as my Bam Bam Bigelow action figure is contorted.
He's just doing stuff.
Resident Evil 6
Get
demo.
ready for his 720 splash.
Yeah. Resident Evil 6 demo released the same day as Borderlands 2 on the 18th. And it's out for people to mess around with. You get to mess around with all three characters. Leon, Chris, and Wesker Jr. I don't remember his first name. I just call him Wesker Jr.
Yeah, Jake.
Jake. And then their various partners. And it gives you an idea of how each one has been molded differently to fit a specific Resident Evil style. Like Leon Kennedy's is kind of focused more on like a Resident Evil 2 style. Jake's is more of Resident Evil 3, where you're constantly being chased and harassed by a giant thing. And Chris's is more the current Resident Evil action style Falcon Punch type stuff.
Duty.
Yet I only got the Falcon Punch one thing today.
That's disappointing.
He kept picking them up and throwing them instead.
Which is really not that much worse.
Yeah. And it also gives you a decent opportunity to check out some of the new mechanics. You get to check out how you actively have a melee button now. It is no longer tied specifically to dizzying a zombie. It just means that like finishing moves are still tied to dizzying. The new inventory system, and I don't know, did they let you mess around with skills? Because I know you were able to pick up skill points.
No, I don't think they did.
Okay. So that's the one new feature you don't get to mess with is skill points and kind of leveling up the actual characters in an essence. It's not an RPG for that, but you get skill points you can distribute to each character. It also gives you an idea on how all three stories are pacing, the graphics, all that stuff. So you guys played all three characters. What did you think of what you...
First of all, the graphics are ridiculous.
Yes, the graphics are quite nice.
Quite a big jump from 5.
Very vibrant.
Yeah. So the reds are red, the yellows are yellow.
The blues are somewhat green,
it's
though.
okay.
It's really weird.
What'd you say, Helmick?
It's okay. It's no Pac-Man.
It's no Galaxian.
It's no Minesweeper.
Snozberries taste like snozberries.
It really is no Minesweeper.
It's
But
not-
what
It's no
is?
Cheetah Man.
It's no Donkey Kong on the Atari 2600.
Shut up. Anyway.
All right, you've gone too
The
far.
graphics are great.
Watch your mouth.
You can actually move
You don't
efficiently in this game.
you don't really control like a tank. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, you can shoot while moving, and you can jump around like an idiot if you want to.
If your heart desires.
You can like
I plan on doing that.
You can jump back and like lay down and shoot, or you can like jump forward, do a flip. You can take cover. You interact with the environment pretty well. Like Leon trips over bodies. And,
Yeah, anybody can trip over a body. That's like laying on the ground.
you can jump over desks and like push stuff out of the way. So papers go flying everywhere, like in a John Woo movie.
Yeah. Well, Leon's whole segment was more about atmosphere, if anything, to give you that old school Resident Evil feel. It's like, oh shit, something's going to come around the corner and scare the shit out of me.
It still didn't feel that scary though.
But it was giving you
So
that
I'm out of the
feeling.
loop on these Resident Evil games. Do you ever play as Alice?
Get out.
That's it. Hang up on him. He's not a part of this
He
anymore.
has to leave this house.
Yeah,
Leave
get out.
your
Get
house right
get
now.
out. Get out of my house.
Don't want this door to
Stop
get
haunting us.
I don't want ass prints on my door.
Get off my lawn.
But I
Stop
like
yelling
your
at the
lawn.
chair, Helmick.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
Don't say all right. Do it.
Invis Obama.
I like that. Anyway.
So wait, hang on. You guys didn't answer my question.
She's not in the games. She's never has been. She never will be.
Okay.
It was just an excuse to get her in tight clothes. That's it. Which I'm fine with.
It was just an
very fine
excuse,
with that idea.
just an excuse for her husband to get her in tight-fitting outfits, because he couldn't do that at home.
Apparently.
Well, actually,
I need $25 million to make this big movie just so I can get my wife in these tight clothes. I don't give a shit what the story is. Just put all the fucking zombies in there.
Put Johnny Cage in it. And
Tighter
make it like
clothes.
Crow. I don't care.
Just tight clothes. We need more tighter clothes.
you wanna? Hey, boss, you wanna give her psychic powers?
Fuck no. Well, wait. Is that put her in tight clothes?
Yeah.
All right, make it happen.
That's
Make it so, Ensign.
have a nice weed-induced death. It's like, oh god, I've been bit, and I'm driving this car into a bunch of zombies, but let me make sure to lay down and take a big puff of my joint right before I blow up. And let me make sure it happens in slow motion.
About the atmosphere and the things.
And the stuff.
That I was just saying that's how Leon's segment of the game came off.
Was nature scary?
Damn, nature.
No, but that ballroom was a little freaky.
It's a little freaky deaky.
Little freaky deaky.
Yeah. And Chris's section was more like Resident Evil 5.
Yeah.
You know, hey, let's run away these bullets.
Not enough Africans in this version, though.
Give it time. They still have DLC to...
That's not racist because there are white Africans.
Yeah.
It's only racist when you put the main characters in Africa and then just assume that Africans live there. Then it's racist.
Well, no. Chris is fighting Chinaman in this game.
Oh, Chinaman?
Yes.
Well, there's a billion of them. You
It's
do whatever
Red
you want.
Dawn with zombies.
So he's just clean. He's just thinning the herd in this game.
Whoa. Whoa.
Oh, Jesus.
That's our boy.
I accept it.
I do like how each version has their different their own little hub going on too.
It's okay.
It's okay at best.
It's okay at best.
It's different.
Yeah, I don't know. It's okay.
What now?
Each menu, when you open it up, is different for each character.
Why does that? That seems like it bothers you.
It doesn't really bother me. It's whatever.
Okay.
I think it bothers him. He just.
I think it
doesn't
does.
admit it. Fuck the tomorrow. And Jake's plays like Resident Evil 3 because you're running away from something.
Yeah. I don't like that I can't. He does all kinds of flips and shit, and I just can't do that.
What now?
You missed your quick time events, don't you?
Yeah, I missed the entire chapter of Resident Evil 4 that is a quick time event. I missed that.
Oh, wait, they took out the QuickTime events?
No, there's QuickTime events.
Okay.
I've seen them in some of the demo videos.
Yeah, there were. Just that what Howard says, he wants a whole chapter dedicated to quick time events.
So you die at the end and like, oh, I got to do it all over again.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, but it wasn't that bad in Resident Evil 4. It wasn't that bad. Anyway, we're not talking about Resident Evil 4. But I like I think all of us here that play Resident Evil are pretty invested in the characters and the story. And a lot of people are bitching that it's not classic, but I mean, they're trying.
When's the last time it was classic? I mean, Resident Evil 4 was a complete revamp of the series itself.
Like a tank.
Yeah, you move like a tank. I mean, I guess people are mad that you don't do that anymore. I mean, 4 was the first step into the action genre. 5 was the big leap into the action genre.
Yeah, 4 still had enough of the old Resident Evil stuff to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Have that feeling.
Yeah.
And 5 was just like, here's a bunch of shit you need to shoot and explosions.
Yeah.
So, but in 6, it seems like, it's like, hey, here's a little bit of everything. And I think based on how well it's received, I think that'll determine the next step for the next Resident Evil game.
Yeah.
That'll determine like what direction they're going to go in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Anybody still clamoring for the feel
It's
of
just old. It's not what sells.
yeah. I mean, if you're like, oh, they should go back to survival horror like it was in like the first 2. It's like, it's done. It's not happening. I mean, those games were great, and every time they got remade and you replay them, they offered something different.
Like,
They were still
Resident
good.
Evil Revelations was really good. It was you were isolated. Well, I mean, there were different. You jumped between different characters, but you were still finding keys, unlocking doors, beating the shit out of stuff. It was like action, but it was also classic. So I wouldn't mind seeing a console version of a game of that kind of style on there. And I don't want Resident Evil Dead Aim.
Are you sure?
Oh, Dead Aim 2.
Did you ever play the Code Veronica arcade game? That was pretty awful too.
I did like how you moved with the gun.
Yeah, that was really.
Like there were directional buttons.
Yeah.
Just move the gun forward and back and side.
Yeah, it was really fucking weird.
Yeah, but anyway, Resident Evil 6, I enjoyed the demo. I was reading about it at work before I played it. A lot of people weren't really happy with it, but I played it and I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I played it. I enjoyed it. I don't see what the big deal is.
I was going to buy it regardless.
Clearly, I have to read about what these complaints are, but I didn't think it was that
Well, and they were complaining about the Dragon's Dogma build, and apparently the one that we got's a little bit different, a little bit better. Like they tightened some stuff up. Like apparently in the Dragon's Dogma one, you couldn't pause the game at all, but in this one, ours you can. A lot of people were bitching about that.
Who gives a shit? It's a demo.
Yeah.
The thing is to go into the game experience
bad. Demos for each chapter aren't necessarily that long either.
You can't
So
polish the game.
So I mean, I'm okay with not pausing. Like there's a pause button, and then there's an inventory button, and those are different. You can pause the game.
Yeah.
It's pause real big.
Yeah.
And you hit the select button, and it shows
Your inventory.
which
will pause the game.
People were complaining about that. It doesn't like you can still like
Get hit.
You lean down and you like apparently your menus are delegated by a PDA or your phone, which is cool. And you go through the menu, but there's still shit happening, which is realistic.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm okay with that. And Dead Space is on the last 2 games, and no one really bitched about it.
It's like-
So,
hold on, zombie. Let me look through my inventory.
which I mean, I like that. I like being able to take my time. But if they're trying to enhance the feeling of survival horror, like that is a little thing you can do to do that.
Wait, wait! I have to look at my backpack for a second. Give me 45 seconds. Come on.
Look. Stand there, grumble. I have to find my handgun bullets to combine them into my gun. And then if you bite me, I'm going to have to take a few steps back. I'm going to have to combine 2 herbs. I'm going to have to put them in a pill. I'm going to have to eat that so you can't kill me.
Yeah, you have to combine the herbs, then you have to put them in your pill thing.
Yeah. So every time I do that, you fucking stop. It's like a timeout. You understand
There
that?
are parts where you have
Stand in
time
the corner.
to sit and like look through your stuff if you want.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
There are parts where the music kind of quiets down and you can just find a corner, do your shit,
Yeah.
and move on.
Just like any other Resident Evil, the action ramps up until a chapter climax, and then it just kind of weans off, and then you get a moment to kind of collect yourself, go back, grab any money that drops or whatever, and you're good to
I
go.
really didn't run out of ammo that much, Brett, did you?
No.
Okay, so that's maybe
Well, I
something
would like to
else.
say
I
that
mean, I
those
guess it's delegated
timeouts
by
always
the
worked
book.
for Zach Morris. So
What
I don't know
now?
why they can't work in Resident Evil. The timeouts,
Mm-hmm.
they always worked for Zach Morris.
Really, Saved by the Bell?
Yeah.
Good man. Or
Sorry.
for the new generation, Franklin and Bash. Because I'm sure so many of the youngins watch that show.
Yes.
Is that show still on?
Yeah, it's still
yeah,
on.
yeah, it is.
Which one is Zach Morris? Is he Franklin or Bash?
I have no idea.
I think
I've
he's
seen,
Franklin
like,
Bash.
I've seen the entire first season, and I can't tell you.
I think he's Bash.
He's and.
He's the ant.
You
He's
are now
okay.
the
ampersand.
ampersand?
Yeah, he's the ampersand.
I mean, with the little bit of it that I played, I can't comment on Chris's. I can't comment on Jake's. I only played Leon's campaign. The graphics looked really good. I liked a lot of the physics improvements. I like the fact that Leon trips over dead bodies and stuff like that.
The
Wow!
only
Yeah.
thing is that when I was playing as Jake, I fell down a lot. Like those in the beginning when you're running back down that long street, and those monsters that shoot stuff at you. Like every time I got hit by, he fell down.
But Butterfingers.
Yeah, which is like I said. I mean, that's realistic, but it's just kind of annoying. But
And I don't know how I feel about the inventory system yet. Maybe I need more time with it and to mess around with stuff and everything. But in the demo, I don't know. It was weird. I mean, I don't want them to go back to the suitcase where I gotta do inventory management and organize things by blocks so that I have just enough space to carry an egg.
I kind of like it.
After this, grab my hammer.
Yeah. Like, I don't need all that.
I do like you can cycle through all your grenades and your weapons on the fly.
Mhm.
Which-
Yeah, I took me a little while to figure that out.
Yeah, but I mean, you just
Did Leon have more than a handgun?
He had a knife.
Okay, because I
And
didn't.
Jake has like every weapon ever.
Yeah, he's got like an elephant gun, or like he's got like a hand cannon essentially.
A sniper rifle and a rifle. Like a automatic rifle. But yeah, you up and down cycles through your grenades, and side to side on the D-pad cycles through your guns.
Nice. I like that.
So you can just do that on the fly. You don't have to open any menus. Just do it.
I thought the melee was pretty cool. I like having instant melee. I like being able to run up, and if I see one single zombie, I just charge up and roundhouse kick him in the face.
Yeah, I could see that being exploited pretty easily.
That did seem very powerful. Like, if you don't have a lot of zombies in a room, you could clear it out just roundhouse kicking them to death. Because it's like two
Just
shots.
like in real life.
Yeah, it's like 2 shots and they're dead. Essentially, sometimes 3. I mean, if you're in a room where they're just throwing zombies at you left and right, you're not gonna do it because there is kind of like a fatigue to it. So there will be moments where he's just like he just kind of like hobbles around because he's tired and he's like, I can't kick anything. But in most normal occasions, you can conserve ammo just by meleeing the shit out of zombies, and it's pretty effective. So I don't know. I mean, for me, it was pretty neat. There was nothing about it that really kind of like blew me away, or I saw as like a gigantic improvement. Like, man, Resident Evil always needed this. It was just like a bunch of stuff that works fine and doesn't do anything to hurt the game.
Yeah.
So.
No, I thought it was fine.
Yeah. So, I mean, it'll be fun to play, and it's got co-op on all 3 campaigns, and eventually they converge, and they can become a 4-player campaign, and that's pretty cool. And I'm curious to see what they've done with Mercenaries this time around, to see if they've done anything new there. And
I wouldn't be against a Resident Evil game where you are just there's one person.
Yeah, I think at some point
I would like that.
you got to get...
Tired of the computer AI. I'm not tired of it, but I just would like to play a game where you're just fighting.
I think they should take a note from Dead Space 3, where it is a co-op game, but if you're playing by yourself, the co-op character isn't there. Like, he's there, but he's not anywhere near in it as much as when someone's controlling him. So, like, you don't have this guy constantly following you around and kind of, like, fighting with you side by side. Like, when you play single player, he's just gone and you only see him in, like, cutscenes every now and then. So they treat it like he's off doing something else a while. Like, that could work. That way you still have the co-op thing for people that like the co-op, and then you can give people that single-player experience without having to rely on some dumbass AI, like, on their deathbed back there, and you gotta cycle back and heal and all that shit, so that was pretty good. At least it's not Ashley.
Yeah. I thought Sherry Birkin was kind of odd, like kind of misplaced. But that's just me.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if she actually has a
Jake's harder
purpose.
to be William Birkin. Look at my giant eye. Oh, he's a monster. He's a tyrant. That's funny.
Oh, okay. All right, then. Now to the main event.
Hey, Borderlands 2 is pretty good. Good night, everybody.
Borderlands 2. The game we have put...
It's a mediocre shooter with medieval quest features tacked on.
And there's a pet system. And there's an auction house. And there's pandas.
Fuck the panda bear.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But hey, those
What?
pandas know Kung Fu, son. Recognize the Kung Fu panda.
Only if
Yeah,
Jack
but
Black.
if the
I was
pandas
gonna-
can't
I was
screw
gonna
to
say
save
the
their own
opposite of that.
species,
Huh?
if a panda's not going to screw to save its own species, then it doesn't deserve it.
Hey, you know what?
I have to agree with him on
He
that.
makes a valid point. But anyway, Borderlands 2, sequel to the original Borderlands of first-person loot and shoot, 4-player co-op, back 4 new characters, but similar in class style. The Commando's back from the first one. This time it is a character named Axton, and the focus for the character is shooting and being a tank. A Siren is also back. The 2 new classes are Gunzerker, which replaces the Berserker, and the Assassin, which can be anything from a sniping to a melee class. So what did you guys think of the game overall? We've all been big fans of the first one, so who wants?
I joy puked a little bit.
Okay.
So many pop culture references.
Yeah, I do like that. The writing for the game really stands out. Like the voice
Yeah, what I really liked so far is that they put a real story into the game.
Yeah, and I do like how they tie it back. You know, without spoiling anything, they do tie it back to the first one, and they kind of retrofit a story in the first one to the second one, which I like. I mean, I haven't beaten the game yet, so I don't know what the whole story is, but I do like how they explain what happened in the first game and talk about that. So, and
yeah, because when I started playing Borderlands 2, I started trying to remember who the villain was in the first one. And I can remember General Knox, but I couldn't remember any of the other villains. And in Borderlands 2, you fight Sterling Archer.
You too, essentially. Handsome Jack.
Yeah.
Handsome Jack is is an enjoyable villain on the same level as General Knox. That's why everybody remembers General Knox, because he was an awesome, hilarious villain that talked about trying to find you and kill you while also being completely depressed with his life.
Yeah.
And being borderline suicidal. That was fucking hilarious. But yeah, I do like the newfound emphasis on a story mode. I felt a good bit of the side missions were a little more interesting than they were in the first one. For some reason, I remember skipping a lot more side missions in the first one than we have played in the second one.
Yeah.
And some of them do give a lot of cool stuff. There's a few new cool things as far as the character building. I mean, everybody can do a relic now, which can be specific to various things like improving health, improving damage with certain weapons, improving your percentage to get loot. Various things like that. There is a small amount of character customization. Now, instead of just changing your character's color, you can also change their face.
Which you do unlock more as you play the game.
Yes.
So there's a few there's a few head options. There's like 3 when you first start, but there's quite a few more colors. But you do unlock more when you play the game.
Yeah.
So
you do unlock a bunch of that stuff. And there's various ways to unlock guns, whether it's paying Moxie, or whether it's just getting them from dropped enemies. Some of them can be rewards for various side missions, like expected.
Slot machine.
The slot machine, gambling.
Howard's gambling addiction.
Hey, Milton's worse than me with that. Man, he is ridiculous. He got the 3 vault symbols. I haven't gotten that yet.
Yeah. They also, offer various things like the golden chests and stuff like that for you to collect keys. I
only wish that they would have given you the options. Like, are you sure you want to open up this golden chest? Because in the one town in Borderlands 1, there was a bunch of just chests lying around this town. So I was like, oh, a chest, let me open that. And then I realized I used my golden key. It's like, oh, balls.
Yeah. I do wish that customization was a little bit better on the characters. I mean, having the head options, it does give you an opportunity to make them unique. But I would have liked to see, like, even if you don't want to do head, upper body, lower body, just do head and then clothes. Like, just an entire wardrobe in general that you can switch
Yeah, I mean,
into.
you don't have to break it down like, chest, legs, feet, hands. Just do, like, head and outfit.
Yeah.
But I do like how your accessories, your shield and your not your relic, but your shield and your class mod, you put on your belt and you can actually see them.
Yeah.
So I mean, they added it a little bit. That doesn't bother me as much because I don't see my character most of the time.
Yeah, but I mean, you're constantly going through and collecting the stuff that you want to customize your character with. It for me, it's not the fact that I want to see my character. It's just like I like the opportunity to take my character and make him, as unique as I can.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what.
I mean, I like those things too.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Minecraft head.
Yeah.
Running around with the cube on my head.
Yeah, they've also introduced these things called like badassery or badass levels. It's like an objective-based system, like you see in Call of Duty multiplayer, where it's like get this many kills with this gun or whatever. And as you do,
ton of them.
yeah, there's a ton of them. There are ones that are class-specific, area-specific, weapon-specific, everything.
Loot-specific.
Yeah, and as you complete these, you increase your badass level, which gives you tokens, and those tokens, when you spend them, will allow you to choose a random stat increase. Like, here's 5 stat increases, pick one, and that's permanently attached to all characters you create, or just that specific character?
You can turn it off.
Okay.
You can turn that off if you want to. If you don't want to use the bonus stats, which why you wouldn't, I don't know. But
Yeah. So I mean, you can increase your gun damage, your shield recharge, elemental damage, so much stuff that you can increase. Accuracy, fire rate, everything.
One other difference is that all characters are equally proficient with all weapons.
Yes. Nobody's specific anymore.
I kind of liked the way it was in Borderlands 1, but that's a nitpick.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of liked, leveling up the gun that you used.
Yeah, no, I kind of see both sides of it, because when I first started playing Borderlands 1, I was a soldier, but I had to use a sniper rifle because all my other guns were trash. So I ended up with like an abnormally high sniper rifle proficiency level early on. And then I had to work hard to get my assault rifle where it needed to be by the end of it.
Yeah, it was very rare to find a good assault rifle that I liked in the first game. So.
Yeah, once you got toward the end of the game, the assault rifles were the best weapons. But for probably the first 75% of the game, it was pretty useless.
Yeah.
And it's not like certain of the 4 classes don't have like trees to up their like certain weapons. Like long range is more of like a sniper rifle thing for the assassin.
Yeah.
And the middle tree for the assassin, I believe, increases like handgun damage. So certain classes will be able to boost their damage, like with certain weapons.
Yeah, to lean you towards getting specific
Yeah,
weapons, like focusing on something. But at the same time, it doesn't limit you where you're like, well, like the soldier, the middle tree will buff his grenades and his rockets. I know there's one that specifically buffs the assault rifle. But it's not something saying like if you don't use these weapons, your character's fucked. I mean, it's basically trading off one customization stat for another. It's like you no longer have proficiency, but now you have all these badass increases.
Yeah, no, and that's I realize that. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and
badass.
And driving is still as awful as ever.
Yeah.
It's hilarious though.
Yeah, it looks like hilariously bad. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't mind it because it usually makes for something funny.
It does.
Yeah. And at least they use the vehicles just to get you from A to B.
Yeah,
there's no vehicle specific missions as far as I know.
None that are super time consuming. Yeah. There's very few, and I mean, even when you run into things like when you run into other vehicles in certain areas, if you really want to, you have full capability to just jump out and take them out yourself with your weapons.
Why would you do that? It's waste ammo.
Not if you have a gun that has infinite ammo.
Yeah.
Or if you can regenerate ammo with your Gunzerker.
Oh, yes, I can.
Yeah.
But I don't.
And there's also a new variety to some of the weapons. It's no longer just like, hey, you can get a regular handgun, or you can get a handgun that shoots fire, or you can get a handgun that shoots corrosive. It's like they can do all that, but then you get unique things like when you reload the gun, it's treated like a grenade. which that's probably one of my favorite new features in it. Essentially, in the description of the weapon, it says like weapon explodes like a grenade upon reload. So essentially, you're holding the weapon, and when you run out of bullets or you hit the reload button, they throw it out like a grenade, and whatever element it is, it blows up into that element. So like the shotgun that I have is fire element. So when we throw it, or when I throw it, the moment it impacts an enemy, it explodes in the flame, and then a new shotgun just teleports right into his hands. So it's fucking hilarious. And in a pinch, if you need to do, because it does more damage, because it's treated like a grenade. It can do. In a pinch, if you want to just fire one bullet just to hit reload, so you're constantly throwing the gun. It's like having. I mean, depending on how much you level up the ammo that you can hold, like for a shotgun, you essentially could have like over 100 grenades, the equivalent of that. Yeah. And then there's new unique things like commandos can throw grenades while they're in the fight for your life mode. The grenades are even more unique, where they can explode and heal you, kind of like they did in the first one. But they can suck you in with gravitational pull. They can do a bunch of stuff. So. And I know they didn't drastically change the existing classes, like the Commando, and I don't know about the Siren.
Siren got the Commandos, like, shoot people and heal them thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, other than that, I mean, the phase lock's different than the phase shift.
Yeah.
So it's different enough.
Yeah, like with Commando, it's more of a focus on the turret. It's like either turning the turret into 2 turrets with a bubble shield, turning the turret into a portable nuke, or turning the turret into a rocket launching machine, and then turning the Commando into a tank, or 2 varieties of a damage dealer. One that focuses more on buffing the Commando and just giving him the added bonus of a decent turret, or buffing the shit out of the turret and having you as kind of like a support character to that machine.
Yeah, with Siren, the phase lock, I can either phase lock and turn an enemy against other enemies, like it can become an ally.
Mm-hmm.
I can make it so I can revive people with the phase lock, or I can make it so when I use phase lock on an enemy, it corrodes, slags, and electrocutes them. And it also makes them burst into flames.
Yeah.
So it does all the stacks, all the elements on top.
Yeah.
So I can do a lot. So and the customization's pretty cool. Like there's a healing tree, there's a buff tree, and then there's like a DPS tree.
Mm-hmm.
So I could fill any role in a group with the Siren, for example. So,
yeah.
I do like that. If I want to stand back and heal, and you can mix the trees too. Like when you're level 50, you can do multiple things. I can heal. I can shoot you guys and heal you. Plus, I can res you with the phase lock, and I can also slag enemies and all that with it. So.
And I like how they redesigned the progression of the game. Like in Borderlands 1, it was essentially you had your starting area, you got a bunch of quests there, and as you clear that area, you move to a next hub town. That hub town gave you quests. You cleared it out, you moved to the next hub town, so on and so on and so on until you got to the end of the game. Now it's like you get the starter quest, then you get the quest that leads you to the hub town, and then as you progress in story missions, it unlocks more side missions, and then as you discover other areas, they might have a mission or 2. I actually kind of like that better than the first game.
Yeah.
So, anything else you want to share, Helmick?
Well, I will say that some of the character redesigns or revamps I really like. I really like the Gunzerker a lot more than the Berserker. And I really do like the changes they made to the Assassin. With the Soldier or the Commando, I really feel like they didn't really do a whole lot different. I mean, they changed some stats around and some different buffs around. But all in all, I really feel like I'm playing more or less the same character.
Fair enough. Yeah, I didn't play the Commando too much in the first one, so maybe that's why it doesn't feel that like the same to me. Because I know I played it originally, and then I moved on to Berserker because I liked punching things and listening to him laugh maniacally. And I do like that Borderlands 2 gives all the original characters way more personality than they ever had in the first game.
Also, the Berserker regenerated rockets.
Yes, he did, which is awesome.
Unfortunately, the Gunzerker does not do the same thing.
But the Gunzerker shouts one-liners from actually
so many one-liners. and he hums one of Beethoven's symphonies while he's shooting. I know he does. Get off my plane. It's just been revoked.
Yeah.
Double the goddamn fun. So many one-liners while gunzerking.
Yeah.
And you know what? You think it'd be simple, just hey, you know what? 2 SMGs. No, I find myself having more fun having a pistol and a assault rifle, but not an automatic assault rifle. Like I have to press the button to shoot. But it's okay because they shoot very fast and reload quickly.
Can he equip 2 rocket launchers?
I'm pretty sure he can. I just haven't done it yet.
That's what I would just do. And I know
again, the problem is I don't regenerate rockets. Otherwise, I would be.
Yeah, because that would be fun to do, especially with bosses. Seems like boss fights are kind of spaced out a lot more in this one. Not as frequent, not as many.
Yeah. And also,
But I think the boss fights are a lot harder in this one.
Yeah.
That's true too. But we've been going back and playing like in other people's games, so we're probably a little bit higher level than you would be normally.
Yeah.
So
When
you guys were playing for a little bit, I jumped in, played my game, you played your game.
Yeah.
And we went back and we did quests multiple times. So
Yeah, because anytime we got ahead of somebody, we jumped into their game and got them caught up. So it hasn't been a constant thing of, all right, let's all just go through Howard's game, and then we'll go through. No, it's just been a constant thing of keeping everybody within the 5-level range that they recommend for playing together.
You're not getting 0 EXP.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what happened the day one that we bought it. Our buddy Dave Burrows jumped into our game. We were level 3 or 4. He was level 10. He didn't start gaining any experience until we started hitting level 7 or 8.
Yep.
So it was funny.
The game's fun enough to play where it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I feel obviously the game is best enjoyed in multiplayer. There's even some missions that are a complete pain in the ass to do by yourself. They definitely look like they're geared towards hey, have friends.
Like the mail delivering mission?
The mail delivering mission, the Zed mission of the arms dealer mission.
I was actually able to do that by myself because I'm not a pussy.
You tell him, boy.
It's fine.
You all
I don't
are
wear pants. I did it on my own.
Bitches, every last one of you.
I'm not a bitch. I'm not a
The boy
bitch.
said you said you were pants.
But I'm not a bitch.
Fight him to the death.
Get out of my house.
You can come over here, Timothy.
Yeah, get walking
Sorry, yeah.
to Helmic's house.
Well, if you leave now, you could be here by Wednesday night if you don't really stop.
He actually left the room.
Yeah. Okay, he's not back yet, but the
Apparently
door
can't
open.
close the door.
Yeah, apparently that son of a bitch doesn't know how to close a goddamn door. Oh, he actually went out the back door too. Well, he's committing.
Quick, someone run out and shut the back door.
That's
Knowing
fine.
him, he'll probably lock that door.
He probably will. That's fine. He's gonna go all the way to the window. See, told you. What? No, not handing you a goddamn microphone.
It would be funny.
Just come back in. Jesus, what a monster! All right, so compared to the first one, what is it an overall
It's an
improvement?
excellent sequel. It does-
Overall, I'd say it's quite a big improvement.
Yeah, it improves in almost every area,
Yeah.
and it is, a true sequel. Like I said, it builds upon everything, makes it better.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a good game.
Yeah, I have heard some minor complaints that people have had in various reviews saying that it doesn't.
Not enough Call of Duty.
No, that it doesn't offer too much new. Like Borderlands 1 was such a new, fresh idea. It was something that was rarely done in the first-person shooter genre. It was something just a completely new experience, and a lot of people were expecting them to do that again with the sequel, but the sequel just gave them more of what they got in the first one, just bigger and cleaner. And to me, that's fine. I mean, I don't need Borderlands 2 to suddenly make huge changes to what I loved about the first one. You know, like, I mean, improve it. Like, obviously there were issues with the first one, but I mean, minor issues. But you know, improve those, streamline them, clean it out, and then like for the next gen, do something big. Because with the next gen, you'll be able to have more capabilities. If you want to make a game where you're jumping you're jumping across several planets, do it. Do it then. That's fine. This is perfect. I think. I mean, not like perfect, like 10 out of 10. But I mean, just as a sequel, it's a great step forward. It improves a lot of stuff. It's a much better story. It's still a fun experience. The guns are a better variety. I like how they treated the whole Underdome Horde mode now. Like, instead of it just being one arena that you go to that you just keep doing the waves until you complete it, it's now like the rounds with the split up in the waves, and each round gives you experience. The GameStop bonus place that's in the exploration area ends up, like, when you complete all the rounds, you end up getting Moxie's rocket launcher. So, like, various stuff like that. I like that stuff. So, I mean, I like a lot of the changes.
Moxie's got a lot of weapons.
She does, which is fine with me. But, like, everybody else is more involved. All the characters that you liked are more involved in the story. Scooter's more involved. Marcus is more involved. Moxie's more involved. Zed, not so much.
He kind of got his own DLC-ish, kind of.
Yeah. So, you know, and Claptrap is fucking hilarious as the last Claptrap robot on Pandora. So,
Give him a high five.
you can give him a high five. So overall, I'd say it's a huge improvement. If you loved the first one and for some reason you didn't get this one that came out last week, there's absolutely no reason not to get it. If you're just looking for something, maybe that. If you are looking for a new experience in the first-person shooter genre and you never played the first one, I think you're completely fine jumping into this one having no experience with the first one. Because the first one didn't have that big of a story where you're going like, I don't know anything that's going on. Because they still give you an introductory scene for every existing character that you run across. Yeah. There's a background for everybody, so it's not like, well, who's Roland? Who's Marcus? Who's this guy? You know, they still get an introduction. So I think someone coming in fresh into Borderlands 2, not knowing anything, would be completely fine and enjoy the experience.
No refunds.
No refunds. And if you buy it from someone else, I'll kill you. Yes, I will have you killed.
We have the best merchandise. I made sure.
Yes. Any closing statements from anyone before we get out of here?
Well, I think we all pretty much hit all the nails that I wanted to hit.
Good. So nothing else you want to add?
No, I think between what everybody mentioned, I can't really add anything else.
Okay. Brett?
No, not really.
Tim?
Yep, I touched my points.
Howard?
Moxie's bad touch gun make your controller vibrate. I thought was hilarious.
Now
Yes.
I gotta get that game.
Yeah.
I love vibrations.
And it ramps up from like low to high before it cuts out. Yeah. What about you? You know what?
Here's my favorite gun. You'll know why when you use it. And it vibrates.
Yeah, that's what she says. All right then. Well, since you don't play Borderlands,
No.
take this time, plug your show.
All right. Well, October 4th, 2012? We're in 12?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know
13.
years. But on Spreaker.com, the Black Mat Show, which is my show, will be debuting at 8 o'clock live on Thursday. So DVR the football game and don't watch Impact.
There you go.
So I just think that would be great because I don't feel like competition is worthy, and at least I don't have to compete with football for a few weeks. So that's great, or all the season. I don't know. So listen, whatever.
There you go.
It's whatever.
Yes.
I'm not getting paid for this, so what do I?
Yeah. Well, you know, I
Yeah, I still
figure you might want to inform the like 50 people that listen to this.
Well, there's 50 more. I'll have 50.
There you go. So,
Apparently, there'll be probably all 50 will be in the studio. Apparently,
yeah.
show with me. 'Cause There's like 20 some odd people that might show up that night.
It's fine. It'll play out like an episode of Martin.
Yeah.
It'll start all happy and it'll be very funny, and then by the end you're kicking all of them the fuck out.
Yeah. I can see that happening halfway through.
To start kicking people out.
Kicking random people out. I'll be like Hogan, where I'll just tell him, like, all right, you're not ready, brother. Get out. You're cut. You're cut.
This is an easy one, brother. AJ Styles, time to go.
Time to go. Get out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Helmick, for providing your added opinion for Borderlands this evening.
Screw you.
Or screw you, either one.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Brett never lies.
He doesn't.
Nope. He doesn't.
And one of the reasons why we've been kicked out of Japan is because he doesn't lie.
That is true.
I told you to lie.
No. They need the truth. I did them a favor. Got kicked out of Japan.
It's me, Austin.
All right, kids. Next week, we'll do something. I don't know. Won't have a review, news, whatever other shenanigans we decide to get into.
Well, are we still having our summer movie blowout?
Yes, Thursday night, 7:30. This coming Thursday, which is the 27th, 7:30. We are doing the summer movie spectacular for DigitalDailyFix.com. Didn't get to do one last year, but we're doing it this year, highlighting all the movies that came out in the summer season. And for once, we actually organized this because we decided to record it on the week that the Avengers releases, because that was the first summer movie of 2012. So it actually, effort went into this. So join whoever decides to show up, and we'll discuss some of our favorites, some of our least favorites, throw some stats your way, and it should be a good time. So until Thursday, until Sunday for Chinlock, and until next week for Digital Reload, we're all getting the fuck out of here and watching Raw. I'm sure it'll be great.
Oh, wait, was I supposed to say something?